full, not like right now.
I got you. Yeah, so just start over at the beginning. And what I want you to do though, you see what I did or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So um be be cool and calm. Again, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be nervous, but you got to get comfortable. If you're not comfortable with me, I know you're not going to be comfortable talking to Miss Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So get all your practice out with me and do all your f ups right now, so that when you go to Mrs. Jones or Mr. Jones, you're hammering them just like I want you to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. Start at the top for me.
Hi, Mrs. Jones. This is Megan Taylor calling you back about the info you requested online about our new state regulated final expense program. And you said your date of birth was 1/10/2000, and it's my job to deliver this information over the phone about these programs you requested. Now, you said you lived on 1060 Mockingbird Street in Tunica, Mississippi. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Um, I'm lost. What
You're
minute?
thinking too hard. You're thinking too hard.
Yeah.
So
I'm
just
making it
go.
harder than it's supposed to be. I always do
It's
that
okay.
every time.
It's okay. Again, I want you to get it out with me versus, fumbling your way through with Mrs. Jones. So I'll go again and watch how I'm trying to lead you, but I take control at the same time and stay in control, okay?
Mm.
All right. So, hey, Mrs. Jones. Hey, this is Jordan. I was just calling you back about the info you requested online about our new state regulated final expense programs. And you had put down your address, it looks like, as 123 Main Street.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Over there. That's in Jackson, Mississippi.
that's correct.
Okay. And your date of birth is 1/10/1980.
Yes,
Okay. And then it looks like you put down your email as first name, last name at Gmail. That's still accurate?
yes.
All right. Perfect. So it's my job just to deliver this information over the phone about these programs that you requested. Did you happen to catch that football game over the weekend or no?
Oh, yeah.
I got you. I got you. What, go way to go for the win, right?
Right?
All right. So the reason, let me give you some more psychology on how this script is supposed to work or designed to work. Okay.
Okay.
So let's break it down line by line. The very first line, stop saying your last name too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You throw out your full name, then they know you're trying to sell them something. All
Oh,
right.
okay.
So the importance here is I'm getting back to you about information that you requested. What is that information? About new state regulated programs in the state of Mississippi, in the state of Virginia, in the state of Ohio, wherever they're at. Now, the third line here, what I'm doing is I'm breaking down the pieces of information that come across with their lead. I'm doing this for a reason. If I can get you to say yes to this, I'm conditioning you within the first 2 minutes of the call to be in the habit of saying yes. So now, as I start moving forward in the script and start asking you other questions, you know to volunteer that information to me. I don't have to pry it out or force it out of you. You follow?
Right, yeah.
So break it down literally just like it says. So you put down your address as 123 Main Street. Okay. That's over there in Jackson, right? Okay. And then your date of birth, is that for you at 1/10/1980, or is that the spouse? Oh, that's you? Okay, perfect. And then last but not least, your email, first name, last name at Gmail. That's still accurate? Okay, perfect. So my job, just like I told you, is just to deliver this information over the phone about the new programs that you requested. So about Jackson, did you catch that football game over the weekend? So what you're doing here, FYI, is you're coming up with this question to divert them from thinking about talking to you and taking their attention off of it. So notice how when I went into it, you couldn't even hit me with an objection that we would normally get. I'm not interested. I'm busy. I already have insurance. I didn't
Right.
even I didn't even allow you to come at me like that just because the way that I was talking. You follow?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna do it again, but I want you to throw one of those, try and squeeze one of those in there and watch how hard it's. I'm gonna let you do it, but it's gonna be very hard for you to do it, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, hey, Miss Jones. Hey, this is Jordan. I was just getting back to you about the information that you requested online about our new state regulated programs to take care of your final expenses. Now, you had put down your address as 123 Main Street.
Oh, so you want me to eject? You want me to eject? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I'm not
object.
interested.
Throw something
I'm
out
not
there.
interested or something. I'm not
Yeah,
interested.
whatever you're gonna say, throw something out there. Oh, you're not interested?
Mhm.
Okay, I got you. No problem, Mrs. Jones. All I need is 5 minutes to give you the information that you requested. Now, what you do with that information is up to you. But again, you put down your address as 123 Main Street, correct?
Yes,
Okay, still over there in Jackson.
that's right.
Okay, and your date of birth is 1/10/1980.
Yeah.
All right, and then your email, that's first name, last name at Gmail.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Now, with that being said, just so that I know a little bit about you, or excuse me, now that I know a little bit about you, I'm going to tell you about me. So I took your objection and shut it down without even letting you come back with anything else.
I
That's
see.
how you got to make it flow. I'm not interested. You can make a witty joke. Now, witty, you know what witty means, right? Like the actual definition of witty.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. I know what it means.
Okay. So I can say, like, if you're a quick thinker, I'm not interested. Megan, it's so funny you said that. I'm not interested myself. But anyways, you put down your address as 123 Main Street, right?
Hmm. Right.
So just like when you're going through the normal objections of when they say, I want to think about it, I can't afford it, I got to talk to my kids, whatever, you're going to agree or acknowledge, and then you're going to reclose them. So reclose just means go back to the information that you're trying to get from them. So I'm going to agree, hey, I'm not interested either. I acknowledged it because we're talking about it. Now I'm going to go back to where you stopped me at and told me I'm not interested. You never told me if your address was validated, if your birthday was validated, if your email was validated. You follow?
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. All right. So now you go. I ain't gonna
Sort
be
of.
hard on you. I ain't gonna do no objections. I'm gonna just let you get through this first.
Okay. So, hi, Mrs. Jones. This is Megan calling you back about the info you requested online about our new state regulated final expense program, and you said your date of birth was 110 1980,
Okay. Yep.
and it's my job to deliver this information over the phone. Wait a minute. See, I got to mark through this stuff.
It's all right. Take your time. So verify. You're gonna have your lead up on your screen. So just verify the information that's in front of you. So follow the script. You put your address. You know you're talking to Mrs. Jones because you already verified that.
Should
So
I
we
do the
know
verification, like date of birth and like the street and everything before I say it? And it's my job to deliver this information over the phone?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, verify all of that before you say what your job is. Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
Uh, so I'll start from the beginning. Hi, Mrs. Jones. This is Megan calling you back about the info you requested online about our new state regulated final expense program. And you said your date of birth was 1/10/1980,
Yeah. Yep.
and you live on 123 Main Street in Jackson. Is that in Jackson, Mississippi?
Yeah. Yep. Jackson. Yep.
Okay, great. It's my job to deliver this information over the phone about these programs you requested. So, just want to make sure your email is first name, last name at gmail.com.
All over the place.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah. You said it's my job to deliver this information over the phone about these programs. So your email address is blah.
Mm,
Okay. So hold on. I think you're getting held up because you're being too concrete on the script. So I'm gonna change that insert witty question and put something like talk about talk about talk about sport local
oh,
sports or something. So again, what you're trying to do here is take their information, or excuse me, take their mind off of the information that you just verified for
mhm.
them to throw up any objections. You want to get those objections not necessarily like out of the way, but obviously the best presentation has built in or it's proactive so you don't get objections. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go again right quick. So a matter of fact, I'm gonna change this and like really role play with you right quick. Instead of saying Mrs. Jones, I'm gonna cater it to you. All right.
Okay.
All right. So hey Megan.
Yeah.
Megan, this is Jordan. I was just calling you back about the info that you requested online about our new state regulated final expense programs. You had put down your address on your request as 123 Main Street.
Yes.
Okay, that's over there. Is that in Jackson still? Jackson,
Yeah, it is.
Mississippi?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Your date of birth, you put down, what is that? April 28th, 1978?
Yes,
Okay, and then your email still first name, last name at Gmail?
that's correct.
All right, perfect. So it's just my job to get this information to you over the phone about these different programs that you requested. So about living down there in Jackson, what's that like? You see,
Okay.
just ask some type of question about wherever they're at.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
I'm gonna change this again. Ask some type of question about the city. Yeah, like over in the old system that I used to use, we called it form. So you would family, occupation, recreation, and then a personal statement about myself. You see?
Yeah.
So now that's why the next one, the transition to the introduction, that's why it says, all right, so now I know about a little bit about you. Let me tell you more about me and why I'm calling, okay?
Right.
All right. So again, I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna have you go one more time.
Okay.
All right. Hey Megan,
Yeah.
also notice key how I'm not moving on until you're buying in and giving me information back, validating that this is Megan, validating that your address is correct, validating that you're in Jackson, validating that your date of birth is this, validating that this is your email,
Okay.
right?
Right.
You got to remember, like, you're in control. This is like every time you talk to somebody, it's like you're clocking in. It's like, welcome to the Megan show. This is the Megan
Okay.
show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, sit back. That's what I used to tell people. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Because I'm about to
Okay.
take you on an emotional roller coaster. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, Megan.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Jordan. I was just getting back to you about the information you requested online about those new state regulated final expense programs. Now, you had put down your address as 123 Main Street.
That's right.
Okay. That's over there in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes.
Okay. And you put down your date of birth as 1/2/83, correct?
Correct.
All right, perfect. And then your email, that's first name, last name at Gmail.
Correct.
All right, cool. So it's just my job to deliver the information to you over the phone about the programs that you requested. So how do you like living down there in Jackson? What's that like?
Oh, it's fun.
I got you. I got you. Did you move there or are you from there originally?
I moved there.
Okay, I got you. So like you in the family or just you by yourself?
Me by myself.
Okay. Now out of all the cities in the country, I don't know how many they are, but what in the world took you to Jackson, Mississippi of all places?
Just make up something. They have a good medical school down there.
Okay, I got you. I got you. No harm, no foul. So look, check this out. Since I know just a little bit about you, let me tell you more about me and why I'm calling, okay?
Okay.
So my name again is Jordan. I'm a licensed agent in the state of Mississippi, and I specialize in helping people 50 and older get approved for programs to cover things like final expenses, burial, and cremation costs. Now, the main reason that a lot of people do business with me is because I'm what's known as a broker through the state. And all that means is I shop the major insurance companies for you to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the reason I called is because you requested info on our final expense programs, and most people want the info because they're worried about how expensive funeral and burial costs have become, and they want a plan to give them peace of mind. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So my question to you is, like, what were your thoughts and concerns that caused you to actually request this information?
I wanted to make sure my daughter was taken care of if something were to happen to me.
Hey, I understand that. Now, do you currently have anything in place to cover that burden of your final expenses so that your daughter doesn't have to take on that headache?
Well, I have one, but I was wanting to add more, add something a little bit more.
Okay, I gotcha. So notice how, if you're still following that script, notice how literally I've taken control of the conversation and you're flowing exactly how I want you to.
Yeah.
I've completely disengaged, or excuse me, disarmed you and got you fully engaged to what I can do for you now. So now you're volunteering information to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm on page 9. If the client has coverage, say this. All right, Megan, that's so awesome to hear. Now I have to say you're really smart to have something prepared ahead of time because not everyone does. Can you give me some more details as to how your existing coverage or program works? So now I'm setting it up for, what's the name of the company, how much are you paying for it per month, how much is the death benefit, stuff like that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Now I'm pretty sure you know how your existing plan works, and you just said that you wanted to add more coverage. But why do you want to add more coverage to your current plan or your existing plan?
Oh, just I've had a little bit more debt come about, and I just want to make sure it's all she doesn't have to worry about it.
Okay, I gotcha. Now, why is that? Why is that so important to you?
I don't want her to have to worry about anything after I'm gone, wondering about where them come up with the money.
I gotcha. Makes 100% sense. Now, what happens if you don't get a new policy, though?
I have to figure out something else to do.
Okay,
Sell
I gotcha.
something, whatever.
No, for sure. Now, with your daughter, what's your daughter's name?
Brooks.
Brooks. Now, how would she take care of that if she found out that it was all on her?
Mm, I don't know.
I
I don't
gotcha.
know. You got
Okay.
me there.
I got you. Yeah, for sure. It's not something that we readily have available. And if you did have something readily available, I put you literally in the 1% of people that I talk to who have everything ironed out. But that's okay. Now, like a real question that I got for you is how would you feel if you know Brooks had to struggle to pay for your funeral cost?
I'd feel terrible.
I gotcha for sure, as most people would. Now, just a couple more questions I got for you. And I think I know the answer to this, but again, I'm going to ask it to you. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. But what would you want your new program to accomplish?
Pay off, make it to where she didn't. I mean, I'd pay off all my debts that my other insurance didn't cover. Um, and to where and maybe give her a little bit of money after left over.
Absolutely. Okay. And then now you're as far as your beneficiaries go, is it just going to be Miss Brooks or is there somebody else as well?
Just Brooks Ann.
Okay. And then why is she the beneficiary?
She's my daughter.
Okay, I
I
got you. I
married
got you. Excuse me. I know some of these questions are obvious to you. I'm just trying to get on the same page as you, so just bear with me.
her.
All right, cool. So if I understand you correctly, I just want to summarize, but it looks like based off of what you told me, what we're trying to do is make sure that when something happens to you, that Brooks takes on no burden whatsoever, that she's not that none of your existing debts or even anything that might pop up in the future gets passed on to her. But then more importantly, because it is a burial plan, that your burial is also taken care of in full, correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad to hear that this is a major concern for you, Megan. So it's crazy to think how many people that are out there that do not care about their family and are actually willing to pass that burden on to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
two more, yeah, for sure. Two more questions for you. First, since the company doesn't send me out to collect the money like in the old days, they require everyone paying monthly to set up either a bank draft from their checking, savings, or even their debit card or debit account, like that green Direct Express card. Which one do you use?
Bank accounts.
Okay, who do you bank with?
Bank first.
Bank First. Okay, that must be a small one. I've never really heard that one, but I'm pretty sure the insurance carriers partner with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. And then my final question is about price. So look, 9 out of 10 people I see draw disability or they are retired, but everybody I see is on a fixed income. So like you, everybody wants life insurance, but they want to make sure that they can afford it too. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Now, what's the point of having a policy that's too much, right? then you have to drop it in 6 months. You follow?
Yeah.
So the truth is the best policy to have is going to be that the one that's there when you die. And the one that's there when you die is the one that you can comfortably afford. So while I've seen programs priced as high as $400 a month, if I can qualify you for a program today, can you afford somewhere between 150, maybe $200 tops a month?
Yeah, more around 150.
Closer to the 150?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So you're saying that in that range, though, you can definitely afford about $150 a month?
Yes.
Okay, great. So just give me a moment now to run some numbers for you to see what I can do. So now I'm gonna go over to the marketplace or insurance toolkits. I'm gonna put in some general information and get some numbers. Now I'm gonna come back to you and say, all right, I'm on page 11, stage 3. All right, Megan. So now I know where you stand on budget. It's important to understand how my programs to cover your final expenses work and why it's so much better than the other options, okay?
Okay.
So, first and most importantly, here, your coverage never cancels due to your age or your health. You simply pay the premium and you'll always be covered, no matter if you pass at 75 or 115. Now, this is great because unlike those term policies or plans from AARP's New York Life or Globe that cancel, your plan with me will never cancel. Number two, your price is guaranteed to never increase. You will always pay the same premium each month without ever having to go through a price increase either. Sound good?
It does.
Perfect. And bottom line is your coverage is certain as a sunrise. So as long as you make your premium or pay your premium, your coverage starts right away and it can never be canceled. So is everything that I described to you so far making sense?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Just let me ask you some health questions right quick so we can see your options here. Now, again, just answer these questions honestly and as accurate as possible. And again, what we're going to do as the agent is now we're in the actual portal at whatever carrier that we're leaning towards to ask the exact health questions. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say I ask those health questions, you're good to go. So now I 100% got the company that I'm going to place you with. You got a good chance of getting approved. So now I'm at stage 4, closing. All right. So Megan, let me tell you a little bit about the company that you can qualify for. So the company is called Baltimore Life. Now, this is going to be the most competitive for you. All that means in layman's terms is it's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. Okay. So they've been in business since the early 1900s. Now, the program that you qualify for is going to be their level program or product. Basically, it's everything that I described just a second ago. It can't be canceled due to age or health, and your rates will never increase. And you're covered with what's known as first day 100% full coverage plan. Now, the reason I'm recommending this company and this plan to you is because, again, it's going to get you the biggest bang for your buck. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So looking at the budget you gave me to work with, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you 3 programs. Now, please write down these numbers for me. Then I'm going to give you the comprehensive at 100. I'm going to give you the comprehensive at 175, the recommended at 150, and then the basic at like 125.
Okay.
All right. So then I'm going to have you, now it says got that perfect because you have them repeat those numbers back to you. So it's like you got that down. Yes. Okay, perfect. Now here's my recommendation of which program you should get. Now, again, what you want to keep in mind is you do not want to sell in the back of your mind with what we call commission breath. You actually want to advise these people to the right program. So make an honest recommendation on the program that would suit the client's needs best based off of what they told me earlier. Okay. So I'm going to say, all right, Megan. So what I would do if I were you is I would try to go ahead and get approved for the recommended program. That way, you're right there in the middle. If it's a little bit too steep, we can always back down to the basic. But if you find out that you got a little bit tolerant or a little bit more tolerance in your budget and you want to add more to it, we can get you up to the comprehensive. Okay.
Okay.
So now there's 2 closing questions here. So I'm going to ask them both to you. But the first one's a little weak. The second one's very, very strong. So the first one says, out of these 3, which one are we going to start today? So again, you'll follow my lead, hopefully, and be like, oh, I'll go with the recommended. Or you might even say the basic. But the point is you're going to pick one of these 3 options.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now here's a little bit stronger close. So which one of these checks would you like Brooks to cash and make sure that your final obligations are met and not have to worry about anything when the time comes? That's super strong. Who's going to tell you no to that when you're painting the picture in their head that, hey, my daughter is going to have to go through this at some point in time?
Mm-hmm.
If I don't do this with you today, I'll probably never do it ever again in life. And then she'll be on the hook for however much she has to come out of pocket.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Now, note, or I shouldn't say note, but that's what it says. At the bottom of page 12, it says stay quiet until they speak. So the number one rule of sales is when you ask a closing question, you shut the F up until they talk. You do not break that silence. You break that silence, you lost control. They own you now. They're probably going to tell you no.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So great. Now, please spell out your beneficiary's name, how you got it on like legal documents, and then date of birth. Okay, perfect. Now, I just wanted to confirm some information here just to make sure that I'm prepped for the application. I got your first name is Megan. Is that how you spell it on your driver's license? Megan?
Yes.
Okay. Middle initial or no?
S.
S. Okay. And then last name Taylor, Taylor.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Yep. Your full address, obviously you already verified that. And what's your full social? You give it to me or you object. Let's say you object. Okay. Yeah. So now I'm going to jump down to page 14 and look at the client. If the client objects, say this. Number 3, I'm not giving you my social security number. They might not say that verbatim, but you need to know the word tracks. If there's any hesitation or resistance around social, you know, okay, I got to go to this rebuttal. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 3 things, and I already told you what they are. ARR. So I'm going to agree, acknowledge, and then reclose you. So, all right, Megan, I can understand that. Now, here's the thing. The bottom line is, you know, you need the coverage, right?
Right.
Exactly. You told me as much. Now, considering you talked about wanting your loved ones to have peace of mind and not worry about paying for this expense, and in order for us to get you approved, the company has to pull medical records. And the way every insurance company does it is by using your social. So rest assured, your privacy is 100% safe because your information is stored with the carrier and not me. If I don't live up to my promise, I will lose my livelihood and not be able to put food on my table for my kids, okay? So all companies take your information seriously and aggressively fire agents who don't. So what was your full social? You see? So, yep. So you agree, respond, and then reclose. All right. Okay. So let's say you gave me the social. All right, cool. So now we're moving on. Now, at the First National, I think it was called. What account would you use? Your checking or your savings? Totally up to you.
Checking.
Okay. Now, what day of every month would you like for that money to come out?
The 15th.
The 15th? You want to start that like this 15th, this Wednesday? That cool with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right, perfect. So again, just following the script. At this point, we're going to transition to the application process as instructed in the carrier application. So all that means is, again, we got EAP up and running. We already asked the health questions. So now the rest of the application needs filled out. This is where you're going to put the bank details, the beneficiary information, stuff like that. All right?
Right.
So let's say we did all that. So now we jump down to the next section here. All right, cool. So now that we have the initial application done, the good news is we don't have to have any medical exams, blood or urine, or anything like that we need to get from you. Now, at this point in time, you'll hit submit and blah, blah, blah. But what you're looking for is most carriers, the very last screen that you'll see is this person has been approved for this program. It'll be green. It might not have a color, but pretty much you're looking for that approval. Okay. So then you say, all right, Megan, so congratulations. It looks like you've been approved for that coverage. All right.
All right.
Now transition to the cool down. Very last thing you're going to talk to the people about. So I'm going to ask you to write down, Megan, on that piece of paper, I'm going to ask you to write down some important information for me. Okay.
Okay.
So write down, $50,000 in coverage. It's $72 a month. and then my name is Jordan, and my phone number is 216-256-4867. Okay?
Okay.
So again, just to wrap up and make sure we're on the same page, we've taken out a policy for $50,000 in coverage. That's day one, 100% coverage. The rate is $72 a month. The rate never increases. You cannot be canceled due to age or health. You got my number and you got my name and my phone number. Please feel comfortable to call me with any questions or concerns you have about your policy, okay? I will be your service agent going forward. I'll be their agent for the rest of your life. I'll be your point of contact for the rest of your life. You're just letting them know, don't call the insurance company with questions, because they will answer them, but essentially you want them to get to you. You're like the liaison between them and the insurance company.
Right.
Okay, the middle person. All right. Now, at this point, do you have any questions, Miss Megan?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I got you. Now, based off of what we talked about, how does the coverage make you feel? How do you feel about that $50,000 program?
I feel great. It feels
okay. Good. Perfect. And then that $72, that's definitely comfortable for you every month, right?
Oh yeah, it's even better than that $150.
Perfect. So is there any reason at this point that you would not keep your coverage and cancel this program to pass the burden down to Miss Brooks?
No, there's not.
All right, perfect. Now, who you guys aside from insurance, who you guys play this weekend? Do you know?
Georgia Bulldogs.
I got you. You're looking for Mississippi to win, right?
Oh Georgia's yeah, definitely.
Georgia's a good team though. So I know Ohio. I'm in Ohio. Ohio State's doing pretty good this year, so we might play them some point down in one of these bowls. I'm hoping. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hopefully we can get to that national championship table, but we'll see. I thought we were going to lose the other day, but anyways. So just side note to you, what I'm doing now is I'm having a bullshit conversation with you to take your mind off of what we just did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they call the cool down. You want to humanize yourself. If you don't know sports, you got to be careful with it, because sometimes you can go down into a rabbit hole and then people will know, like, dude, this dude is talking out the side of his ass. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But again, you're in control. So if you got hobbies, talk to them about your hobbies to see if they can relate to you.
Okay.
You know, if you got, what are you in your room right now?
I'm in the office, another room.
Okay. So put some pictures up. I mean, obviously you're not going to be on Zoom.
Yeah, no, yeah. I need to put pictures up though.
Yeah, because what you want to do, I'm just trying to give you some trigger points on how to humanize yourself, right?
Right.
Like behind me, I got this blank wall, but I got some set up back here. You know what I mean? But over here on my right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 15 pictures of me and my kids. So not only do I have the pressure of them looking at me all day to get a sale, you know what I mean? But it's also like when I'm doing the cool down, if I don't have anything else to relate to them about, I know if you're 60, if you're 50, you probably got a kid my age and you probably got some grandbabies already. So we're going to talk about some grandkids. You want to keep them at the same time that you're trying to do a cool down. You want to keep them high on the emotional roller coaster, because at the end of the day, if you cancel this program, that's who this is going to affect. This ain't going to affect me if you cancel it.
Right.
And you already told me that we're not trying to pass that burden to Miss Brooks and the rest of the family.
Right.
So that's why we take it to the family. The family's the easiest one to talk about, because everybody's a human. Everybody has family. You know? But sometimes you want to go outside the box and, you know, down there in the Gulf, you guys like to fish, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you're a fisher, talk about some fishing, you know?
Okay.
Chances of you talking to somebody whose city you actually been in or been through as you're driving are going to be very, very high. So bring up something that you remember if you remember something.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, just have some type of small talk with them to cool them down. Again, the purpose of that is just so that they know that you're a human. Yes, I'm a salesperson by trade, but at the end of the day, this is how I've been taking care of these little runts I got for the last 8 years. You know, and it just so happens that I can take real good care of them because I take real good care of the people that I help,
Right.
you know? Now
Yeah.
I'll give you some as we progress here. Um, I'll give you like more tips and tricks to say in the script. But like if you ever see me present, you're gonna notice that I'm super corny and witty. But it's not necessarily witty because I'm literally just saying stuff that's in my mind that I've already said 100 times before.
Right.
But the way I throw it out there is like, damn, did you just think of that? Like, no, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like, one of my go tos is, hey, man, like, with me, with you agreeing to work with me and I'm your point of contact, don't make me be like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Everybody knows who Dog is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So then
Yeah.
you get them to laugh, like, oh, no, you ain't showing up over here. It's like, shit, you're over there at 123 Main Street, right? I know where you live. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a long flight and a longer drive away, but I can always blow you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just want to, again, you're trying to lower their defenses and let them know, like, hey, yes, you're one of my clients, but you also got a friend in me. I'm here to help you every step of the way. That's the one thing about being a broker that works in our advantage, because we're not trying to push just a Globe Life policy on them. We're literally trying to get them the biggest bang and put our feet in their shoes
Right.
to get them the best program, the biggest bang for their buck. You follow?
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, for sure. Now, at the end of the day, that's all it's about. Now, the reason that I want you to stick to the script as much as possible is because think about it like this, okay? With absolutely zero talent when it comes to this,
Right.
if you can make $2,000 a week literally just by reading a piece of paper, why would you not do that?
I know. Yeah.
Don't rely, even when you get the talent and the experience, don't rely on your talent because that's going to keep you lazy. You're going to be like, shit, I'll work on Wednesday and I know if I can talk to 3 people, I can close 3 people. Now, what happens when Wednesday comes up and nobody answers?
Yeah.
Now we got a little bit of pressure. So it's like, all right, just let me stick to the script. Let me stick to the system. Let me just follow this straight line. I'm going to read what's on this piece of paper. I'm taking all the pressure off myself by having to think about stupid shit to try and reel people in to buy. I'm going to just say what's given to me. I know it works. It's tried and true. You know what's so crazy is I met with Taylor earlier. I don't even think you've met Taylor yet.
No, no, I don't think
I
so.
met with Taylor earlier. It's so crazy because as I'm showing him this script, he goes, man, this script sounds super familiar. And I said, does it? He said, yeah. And I said, why does it sound familiar to you? He was like, man, I actually been following this dude on YouTube and it sounds like his script. I'm like, brother. And I start smiling. I was like, dude, I'm glad we're on the same page because this script actually came from that dude. So now he's a believer that the script works because we got it from the same person. You
Yeah.
follow?
That's
So
cool.
that's what I'm saying. You just got to trust the system, trust the process. Like I know literally with no talent, just you reading this, if you can get in front of somebody, you will close them just by sticking to the script. I know it'll happen. We got to figure out how to get these people to show up when you set these appointments. So that's the problem.
Yeah. Because I'm nice. So I don't know why. Or
And
I'm not nice. Don't you think I'm nice?
that might be the problem. You might be too nice. We'll
I
call it.
know. Dang it.
You know,
Yeah.
when Brooks makes you mad,
Oh.
how bitchy do you get?
Oh yeah. I need to channel that.
That's exactly like you said, channeling. That's what I need you to bring to the table. I need you to bring that mom voice to the table, that mom attitude. That's going to be the tone that you got to talk to these people to get them to follow you. If you be the nice pushover lady, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Push
nice.
over on you. So remember when we first talked, one of our first conversations, I told you like if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be as assertive as I am because I'm a natural introvert.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's 100% true. Most people think that I'm an extrovert because I'm so good at this and I'm so good talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
But had I stayed in factory foundry work where I was isolated all day and I was very, very shy growing up, like I would still be shy, but like I'm forced to talk to people, you know?
Yeah.
And again, the culture is different or the atmosphere, but back in the day, like you can make money from your house. Back in the day, You give me a pile of leads, I'm going to the house because I know action creates reaction. So now I know if I hit enough doors, I'm going to get enough applications at the end of the day. That's the mentality you got to have. I know if I make enough dials, I know, I know somebody will answer, somebody will talk to me, somebody will buy. So the problem becomes not even getting them to answer. The problem becomes, how can we get in front of people?
Yeah.
So you want to focus on what we can control. What are our controllables? The amount of effort and energy that we're putting in. And then we always put the pressure on the system. Attitude, effort, system. Attitude, effort, system. Is my attitude at 100? Probably not, because it sucks when you go all day not talking to somebody. It sucks when you set some appointments and everybody no-shows. I've been there, trust me. I've been there. But when that one person shows up to an appointment that you set, or you call and they answer, and you turn into a conversation where you can actually present to them and talk to them about programs and show them numbers, and they're like, Megan, you know what? This actually is not a bad idea. I'm so glad you called me. That's what we're looking for. I can't tell you how many times you get so much resistance, and then by the time that they feel that you're helping them, by the time the end of the call comes, it's like, Jordan, I'm so glad that you called me. And then again, I'm light skinned, so I turn red easy. So I start blushing, but I'm like, dude, you got to thank yourself, because if you wouldn't have filled out the request, I would have never got in touch with you. So it's not anything I did. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure. You know, now the ultimate feel good is when they're like, shit, make sure you call my people and get them taken care of too. Hey, say less, because that's where I want to go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. So again, what I want you to do is, I don't care how you do this, but this is what I want you to do the next 72 hours. We're going to get back together Thursday.
Okay.
From now to Thursday, I want you to have practiced this script at least 25 times.
Okay.
I need you to be so confident with this. And you got, again, I know you're going to be nervous. I get nervous presenting in front of people sometimes, depending on who you are, just like you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I need you to keep that little dog at bay. Keep him away.
Yeah.
Let that big dog come out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You got to have that dog in you. I know you got that dog in you because you did the pre-license course.
Yeah.
You've been around, technically in the pipeline, I'm going to call it, for at least, 3 months, 2 months?
2, yeah.
So I know you got that dog in you, because you didn't get licensed not to make money.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
You got licensed for a reason. So let's make that big dog, let's feed it. Let's starve that little dog, starve off those distractions, and let's do whatever we got to do. One thing I did want to tell you though, we never directly had this conversation, but I just want to spell it out for you so that you're not confused about it. So how many leads do you have right now? Still hovering around 20, or you got a little bit more?
I'm still calling the ones from the way back. So probably like 30 or so, I guess.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. On a day-to-day basis, are you calling around the same times, like a same schedule type thing, or are you switching up times?
I started switching up times today because
That's
thinking
cool.
that might not work. So
that's what I want you to do. But what I want you to do is take it a step further, and you might already be doing this. But let's say you got 30 leads. What I want you to do is, like, literally, if it takes you a half an hour to dial 30 dials because nobody answers, take that second half an hour of that hour, that same hour, like if you start at 6 and it takes you to 6:30, take that second half an hour, 6:30 to 7, get your mind together, and then come back 7 o'clock, top of the hour, start at the top of the list.
Okay.
Now once your leads build up, then you'll be able to siphon through them like a shark. I call it the shark in the tank analogy. So when I'm door knocking out here, like the way that I'm training Kay, is every day I'm starting with like a pile of 10 leads, 10 to 15. Okay. But what I'm doing as the day goes on, this first one is Benjamin. I hit Benjamin's house. He don't answer. I go to the next one. They don't answer. I go to the next one. They don't answer. I go to the next one. He answers, tells me to fuck off. All right, cool. I take his name out of the pack. Now, instead of having 15 leads, now I'm down to 14. So I go through all these 14, and then I'm going to get some presentations. I'm going to get some more fuck offs. But the point is, after I go all through all 14 of them, I go back to number one. That's right. So more than anything, obviously you don't get paid because it's performance based. So you don't get paid if somebody tells you to fuck off, right?
Right.
But your job more than anything is to resolve the leads. You have to resolve your lead. You can't, like, I can't have at the end of this week, I can't have these same 15 that I started on Monday just with waiting for me to get in touch with them. Like, they got to be marked up. They told me to fuck off. I actually presented to them. They didn't buy for whatever reason, or I presented to them and they did buy. Mm-hmm. That's my job. I'm here to resolve this lead. You submitted a request. I got to let that state know that I talked to you and made you aware of the programs that you could potentially qualify for.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I want you to do. Oh, hold on. I didn't even realize I was still recording. How do I stop this?
I did get one. I was looking at his messages, and I did get one wrong number, but it was from a while ago. So it was already past that 24 to 48 hours you had on to report it.
Hold on. Say that one more time. You got a bad number.
I did get one wrong number or bad number, but it was way past the 24 or 48 hours you had on there to report it. So
you can still report it. You know how to do that? Yeah.
I can go back in the message thing. You have it in there.
Yeah, get your money back and get another lead, bro.
Oh, yeah. Did they ever let you know about that $55 while it was negative?
Bro, no. It's so crazy because after you told me that, Dario told me that he was missing 100, but nobody could answer why they came up short. So crazy. Yeah, nobody had an answer for that, dude.
That's weird. Okay.
It's super weird, dude. So
crazy.
But yeah, that's how that goes.
All right, so I gotta get rid of my nervousness and channel my mom voice.
Channel that mom voice, you know? Every mom, every parent has that voice that when you talk in that one tone, the kid knows it's business.
Yes.
You know?
Figure out how to do it over here.
And once you get it, ride out with it. And then again, because we're not trying to rely on talent or build the talent up, you just keep going with it until you build your talent up. Then you can let the voice go down and use your experience and your talent.
Right.
But the point is, for right now, inner channel or channel that inner mom voice and stick to that script and then just write it out. And then you'll find out, like, all right, cool. Like, I can let it. Matter of fact, if you want, here's what I'm willing to do with you. What time is your next appointment?
5:30.
So about a half an hour.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to think of how we can do this because we're not doing the real virtual with the Zoom and shit. I'm trying to think because I got a couple more appointments this evening myself. So today, 5:30 might be out. But what I want you to do is the next appointment that you set it as the tone of you're just the appointment setter working for me.
Okay.
And then I will call you and then we'll call the person on three-way so that you're on the phone. And then you can hear literally, and maybe seeing is believing. You can see, like, when it comes to this, I'm a good bullshitter, but when it comes to this, all bullshit's out the window. This is business.
Right.
This is life-changing for somebody. If you don't do business with me, I got the mentality now. I didn't have this in the beginning. It took me a good couple years, but everybody dies at midnight. Oh, can I get back to you tomorrow? No, tomorrow's not promised.
Well.
So that's actually how I submit the sell when I leave people's houses or hang up the phone. I'm like, yeah, you got this day one coverage. So if something happens to you after we hang up or I leave the house, you go out to the store tonight and you pass away, this will actually pay out to whoever you put as a beneficiary. Now it brings it real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now the passion that I got, you'll get there. You might even surpass me at some point. But again, I'm not expecting you to have it unless you personally have went through and like life insurance has changed or impacted you guys' life in a positive or maybe even a negative way.
Mhm.
But once you start believing in the program and how it actually helps people, then you'll have real conviction to where you can get anybody to buy.
Okay.
I've not paid out, but I've filed so many death claims in the last 8 years. It's crazy to where
Mhm.
like, dude, you're not telling me no. Like if you tell me no and I buy into your no, it's got to be like an off the wall bullshit reason that I don't even like. I couldn't even rebuttal if I had to because I wasn't expecting it. But
Mhm.
this, I want to think about it. The normal stuff we get. I want to think about it. I can't afford it. I want to talk to my kids. Nobody's telling me that shit. It ain't happening. Why? Because it's 6 o'clock my time. In 6 hours, you're dying.
Yeah.
You know, they say, you know, you wake up dead. Is that what they say in the South? That's what we say.
I don't think I've heard that one, but I don't know. I can't
All
remember
that
what we
means,
said.
all it means is we go to sleep tonight and we don't wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
So he woke up dead. When we woke up, he was dead. Is pretty much what it means.
Okay.
So that's the mentality that you have to have. Every night at midnight, somebody's dying. There's a stat, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a statistic that says in the world, 65,000 people die every single day.
I didn't know that.
Ain't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
65,000 people. Now, the chances of one of those 65,000 being somebody that you could have potentially helped, it's probably slim to none because it's only 65,000 out of however many billions of people there are. But the point is, you got to move with urgency. And the way you build that urgency is everybody dies at midnight.
Okay.
Everybody. I don't care who you're talking to. Everybody dies at midnight. Is this something I can think about? Miss Megan, with all due respect, no. Can't come back. The company doesn't allow me to do comebacks. Comebacks for you, comebacks don't get me greenbacks, money.
Right.
You know? Now to take that a step further, all that means is the more time I got to spend with you, the further I got to delay Miss Mary down the street because I'm here dealing with you still when this is your enrollment period right here, right now. Everybody dies at midnight. You know, the first time I said no to that, I was so uncomfortable. And at this point in time, I was like 3 years in. This was in COVID. I knocked on a door. Dude set the appointment. I knocked on the door. He's like, "Oh man, I forgot you were coming. She's got COVID. Can you come back?" I wanted to say, "Absolutely, man. Just holler at me when she's up and you're ready." I said, "No, I can't. Company won't let me." And he was like, he looks at her, and she's like, and he's like, "All right, let's get it taken care of." I'm like, "Bet." So I'm like, "Cool." So again, the first time doing it, it's going to be uncomfortable. But once you see that people actually comply to it, you're like, "All right, I'm doing this." You know,
Cool.
Somebody asked me to come back or can I call you back? No. And you say it firmly. No, every time you say no, we as humans have a tendency to elaborate on our no's, right?
Right.
So it's always no and then some type of excuse.
Yeah.
Technically, you don't need to offer an excuse. Let your no's be no and your yeses mean yes. That's what the Bible says. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, can you come back? No. Well, we'll just do business with somebody else. Well, Miss Megan, with all due respect, I'm here. You're here. You don't have 5 to 10 minutes where I can show you we can help. It's going to be painless. I'm pretty fast, just ask my ex-wife. Just kidding. You see, you throw out those corny jokes. You know what I mean? It seems like that was spur of the moment, but no, I've said that to somebody before. You know what I mean?
Oh gosh.
So the point is you're going to build experience and have stuff. I got so much shit in this head, man. I got a big fat head too. You know what I mean? So I got so much shit in there that I just throw out. But again, I'm lowering their defenses because it's like, dude, like when I say that dog shit over the phone, most of the time when I was setting appointments before I got hip to door knocking, most of the time the people would probably show up to the appointment just so they could see what I look like. Does this dude really look like dog? Like, why is he using dog and not, whoever else?
Mhm.
Why can't he be Dwayne Lee? You know what I mean? Why has he got to be Dog? You know? I don't know. But
Yeah.
the point is, you want to be memorable and
Yeah.
stand out to these people because again, they're getting hit up all day, every day. Not even about life insurance, but about health insurance, and that's what they're going to write you off. I don't want to talk to you about this. I
Mhm.
already got that medical insurance. I already got that Medicaid plan or whatever it is. And it's like, oh, Megan, I'm sorry. You must got me confused. This is about the new state regulated final expense programs. Well, what does final expenses mean? Well, if you read the ad that you filled out, talked about burial costs, cremation costs, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Most people already have something set up. So I was just calling to see what the state can do for you, how we can help you. You follow?
Yes.
So, but
I
that's
have
it,
a
man.
question. Like the whole time, I can't see. I can only see the top, like your eyes and your head, like the top part of your head. I can't get the thing to move.
How big is my picture? Is it super small?
Yeah, I can only see like this much. Like it's very little.
So
Your
what
top
you
of your
gotta
head and your eyes.
so what you gotta do, I think what you gotta do is like hover over my picture and it should turn green.
Yeah, it's green,
Okay.
but it won't. I click
So
on
now
it, it won't do anything.
so don't click on it, but go down to like the lower right hand corner and your cursor should turn into an arrow. If you click that, it'll allow you to drag it out to make it big.
Mm.
Not
Yeah, see, I
working?
tried that too. It didn't work. I tried everything before this call started, or before, like in the beginning. It won't work. I don't know.
Well, I
I'll
know
send
it's
you a
on your
picture of
end.
it.
Yeah, because that's what I'm about to say. I know it's on your end because I see my big ass head in full background in the on mine. So it's gotta be on your end.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. This is what it is. Hold on. All right, I texted it.
Let me see what you got going on here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what you gotta do is I'm gonna walk you through this. So
Okay.
right above your picture, there's a picture of me, right?
Yes.
Okay. On that same, I guess we can call it the menu bar where your name is at.
Yeah,
You see
okay.
your name. You see your name dead center right there.
Yeah.
Keep going over. Now you should see 5 or 6 icons over there. You see them?
Mm, no. I
Hold on.
see.
I'm about to
Okay.
share my screen. I'm gonna just share my entire screen. All right. So you see where I'm at over here? You see my cursor right here? It's in the middle of the screen, right?
Oh, there. Yeah. Oh, dang it. Where'd you go? Like you're behind the whole
Yeah.
office thing.
I'm about to show you how to minimize that.
I can't even
So
bring it out from above my picture.
no, it's okay. Just leave it alone. But let me know if you see my cursor.
I don't understand. Okay. I see a little bit of it.
All right. So I'm over here. You see, I'm hovering over the home screen or the home icon right here. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so follow it. So I'm at the lock screen, the hang up, my picture, or excuse me, your picture.
Mm-hmm.
Dead center, it says your name. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, keep following my cursor. I'm going to the right. I'm going to the right. There's a magnifying glass. You see that?
Yeah.
This icon right here, it looks like a map with a pin in it. Just click that right quick.
Okay. Got it.
That's what I was talking about earlier. So
Oh,
now
well.
you should see my big ass head, huh?
Yeah, I see it now.
You're not supposed to agree with that.
I'm just joking. I'm
So hold
joking.
on. So what I'm doing with you is literally how I talk to my people.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make them feel like a person. You know
Right?
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm so notorious for doing corny, crazy jokes, man. But it's like, dude, like let's be real. If you were a prospect, like a real prospect that I'm trying to sell insurance to,
Mm-hmm.
if you tell me no, the chances of me seeing you and talking to you
Oh,
ever
that's
again,
funny.
I was about to say, I see you trying to peek up. Get in here and
Roxanne.
introduce yourself. Come on.
Say hey, Jordan, JP.
What's up?
You gotta
I
say
see your
hey.
hand.
Get
I
up.
have a friend named JP.
Sit up so he can see you.
Come on.
Ooh,
What's up, miss?
hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
All
So
right.
that's Miss Beneficiary, huh?
Yeah, you're my beneficiary.
Get me donuts.
I don't want to get donuts right now.
So,
I'll
but
get
yeah,
donuts
man,
tomorrow. Yeah.
for sure. That's all it's about, man. Be personable, make them laugh. You want to do whatever you got to do to lower their guards and their defenses, and then literally they'll give you any piece of information that you want.
Okay.
Just don't abuse it and use it against them to where like they feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I got it.
That's where you know who the Wolf of Wall Street is?
I heard of that, but no.
Okay. So what I'm about to say you ain't gonna get, but that's how he got in trouble. He figured out how to manipulate people at a super high bad level, and he took it bad, so he got in trouble.
Oh.
You
Don't want to
follow?
do that.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't want to do
So
that.
all right. Bet.
Homework.
You got anything else?
No, I think that's it. Go get you. Go make you some money.
Yeah, for sure. I held you up a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it's all good. We needed to do this deep dive. Be
Yeah.
ready Thursday because I'm gonna put some pressure on you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm working on it.
All right, girl.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right.